Yes, as part of one of the sagas before you went away, and before you were hospitalised here, you had a little unpleasant little incident with the housing department here, where they towed away your car off a disabled parking space because it wasn't working. They threatened with your eviction for not doing their garden, and they were going to come and see you and try and kiss and make up, I believe, but they couldn't because you had to go into hospital, so you never get to meet them. So that's still pending. But when you came back, waiting for you was another extraordinary thing, was a gas bill. Now this is quite remarkable, but for £300, when the extraordinary thing is you don't actually have gas in your house.
No, not at all. And these are the first bills that I've received for this outstanding sum. And oh, sorry, I'm not sure what they are, but I will find out.
But there's another little saga that goes with the gas ban, because when the gas ban came just before you, I think a couple of weeks after you first moved into this property, they went up in the loft to disconnect some pipe work, and they put their foot through a pipe or something, and unknown to you, it was dripping away, drip, 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 and one day you woke up and all this red liquid was coming down from the loft, and considerable damage was done. So the housing department came, as I understand what you told me, stripped out all the insulation in the loft and dumped it in your back garden, where it still is.
Yeah, it's not so much the insulation, because that was thrown away, it's the fiberglass that's still in the back garden.
Right.
Because it was soaking wet.
Right.
So, I mean, I haven't been up into the loft to have a look, because I haven't been very well since that's happened, and I just haven't bothered.
So presumably, if the housing department, or whether it'll be Andium by the time they get round to you, you'd still like to see them.
I would still like to see them, because the damage is still there, the water damage is still there, and it's very unsightly. It doesn't look good, and I mean, I'm having to see it now. I'm back home. I'm having to see it every day, and the damage in the lounge as well is still there.
Is all the gas insulation, which obviously was there in the past, but this is because the housing department, as I understand it, changed over to electricity. It was their decision.
It was their decision.
It was part of their Economy 7 economy drive to make it more efficient heating for the tenants.
Yeah, but when I moved out from Clode Gossett, the reason why I moved out from Clode Gossett was because of all the work that was being done down on the estate, and because my health wasn't too good, my immune system was very low, and having the dust and all the dirt around me wouldn't have been good.
Right.
So they got me this accommodation down at Grassett Park, and I took it on the understanding that there was no work, it was ready to move into, and nothing needed to be doing on it. Well, the work that needs to be done on the property is not good. They're quick enough to come and take money from you or get you to pay bills, but when there's work that needs to be done, they're not so quick to get it done.
Well, of course, in other places people go on rent strike if the work's not done, but of course in Jersey they threaten you with eviction when you're obviously a very sick person who couldn't do what they were asking you to do anyway. So that's one aspect, right? You wouldn't